You're ready to reconnect, to discover, to explore a Georgia that always has more stories to share and views to admire. Set for your next adventure while you set your own pace to wonder or wander, or whatever it is that makes you feel you. To feel that Georgia feeling, those beautiful, real, honest moments. The only found in Georgia moments. Find yours at exploregeorgia.org.
My character, Shazam, knows all about growing up in a family full of teenage superheroes. They're bold.
Where's everyone going?
To fight crime?
Okay.
Adventurous.
Shazam!
There's never a dull moment. And no matter what happens, they'll always have your back. All they need is a place to grow and be themselves. And the best part is, you don't have to be a superhero to adopt a teen. Learn more about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
At Shrine Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Shrine Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television, make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
The story of the United States has been written for centuries.
penned by millions of authors, written in every language, from every perspective. With every chapter as unique as our people and our land. Our story is one made up of many. Find yours in the USA.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job, it's our promise.
A truck is a tool, but a ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
Welcome to the new era of brand promotion. Are you trying to find a way to make a splash? We understand that advertising isn't what it used to be. Things have changed. Advertising is both more dynamic and more engaging. Schrei Media keeps your brand not just seen, but remembered. In a world where staying relevant is key, we are your partners in staying top of mind.
Join SESN for an unmatched sports experience. Dive into the world of game highlights, real-time updates, and electrifying coverage. With SESN, you're not just watching sports, you're living them. Be the first to know, the first to see, and the first to share every big moment. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
Your vacation is now planned in Tennessee.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
I got involved in officiating volleyball 8 years after I played Division I in college.
Saying yes to volleyball officiating will give you the privilege to be a part of one of the most exciting sports around.
I'm a speaker,
a builder,
I coach,
culinary arts,
auditor, a firefighter.
For anyone contemplating becoming a volleyball official, just go for it.
Take the plunge, open the door.
Say yes to officiating. Learn more about how to get involved at sayyestoofficiating.com.
The rhythmic sound of more than 500 cascading waterfalls. The endless echo of more than 10,000 caves. The serene silence of 1,000 miles of wilderness trails. The next time someone tells you to get lost, consider it an opportunity. Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
Hello and welcome to the campus of Reinhardt University. We're at Ken White Field in Waleska, Georgia for college baseball all day long. We had a doubleheader yesterday. Exciting conclusion today here on SESN in our simulcast. Thanks for being with us across the network and across the country. Thrilled to have you along for the ride. I'm Gabriel Schrei. Lorenzo Robinson is here with me for all the action today. That's a look at the #1 Southeastern University Fire on your screen there. SEU has been fantastic all year long, and they're looking to walk away with a win in Game 2 of this series against the Reinhardt University Eagles. The Eagles a 21-win team, Southeastern 29 wins, and the Eagles snapped an 18-game win streak that the Fire had been riding and carried into Waleska, Georgia. The #1 team falling 3-1 in Game 2 yesterday, but not before they exploded in Game 1 for a 19-6 victory. Hello and welcome inside of the broadcast booth now. Just want to get to know you a little better and hope you're having a great day and enjoy being with us. I'm Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson here with me. We're going to have Mr. Herbert join us on air in just a moment. He's stepping into the booth right now, so we'll get to hear about his performance yesterday. Well over 100 pitches. We couldn't believe it. I wish he could have heard us, unless he went back and watched the broadcast when they sent him back out in the top of the ninth. We're like, oh, man, here he comes. He's going to keep going. It was unreal. Lorenzo, your thoughts on this third game. What does this mean to Reinhardt's Eagles?
Well, like I said yesterday, of course, there's going to be the Tennessee Wesleyan series, which may be more important to Reinhardt in terms of their season, in terms of their standing in their conference, Appalachian Athletic Conference play. But in terms of biggest series wins, they wouldn't have a bigger series victory than this one against the Southeastern Fire.
College baseball on the Southeast Sports Network, live from Ken White Field. It's a beautiful day for it. Again, 2 days in a row, we got great weather.
Can't beat that. It's picturesque views here in Waleska as well.
Zipped right in there.
So So yesterday we had a chance to see Andrew Herbert on the mound for the Eagles. Today we get a chance to see Alex Galvez, and Galvez is having a really nice season in his own right. He's 4-1 right now, an ERA of 1.82. Another really reliable arm for Coach Burton and his staff.
Man at the plate had a big day yesterday. Wilkerson cranked one. Looked really good. Count is 2-2. Pops this left. It's going to get down in time, and he's on base. Really nice hit to open the day.
That's exactly what the Fire needed. They were really stymied for almost the entire game in Game 2 of the series. That gets things going for him. A nice leadoff single.
Now batting number 9, the shortstop, Isaac Nunez.
Isaac Nunez was good as well yesterday. Had a couple of hits. He's had a good season, a key player offensively for the Fire. 343 batting average. 6 home runs entering the weekend, 28 RBIs as well. Zipped right in there. So this is a lot of eyes on this matchup today from around the country because Southeastern #1, and they came to Waleska with a 17-game win streak, built it to 18 with that big win in Game 1 and obviously falling in Game 2. This series, there's a lot on the line for these two programs.
Absolutely, and I mean, like I said before, this is a non-conference showdown, so it won't have any effect on their standing when it comes to their conference tournaments and all of that, but measuring stick games, measuring stick series, getting a chance to see how you stack up against the best teams in the country. Nice chance for both of them to get a nice gauge of where they are at this point in the season.
0-2 pitch. Dropped in well. Count is 1-2. Nunez at the plate for Southeastern. Just getting started, top of the first from Waleska, Georgia. #1 Southeastern University, #11 Reinhardt University. The 1-2 chopped left. Looks like this is trending in the chalk, and it does. Down on the wall. One runner across second, down to third. Makes it on the bag, and we've got 2 in scoring position for Southeastern in the top of the first.
If you're a fan of the Fire, you have to be a fan of the way that they have started this game. Yesterday, finding a lot of trouble getting hits consistently against Andrew Herbert. Today, another really good pitcher on the mound in Galvez, and they start things off. 2 nice hits to begin the game. 2 runners in scoring position and a chance to strike first blood.
Lasers that in. Ball 1. None away, 2 in scoring position in Waleska, Georgia. Runners out at third and second. Chase Bryant's also on deck right now.
And if you're Galvez, you want to try your best to limit the damage as much as you can in this situation. Southeastern, #1 team in the country for a reason. They're starting off on fire, but you can't allow yourself to get behind too much early. Want to stay in the fight. Of course, we know Reinhardt has experience overcoming adversity this season.
Way behind in the count, 3-0. This is Castillo at the plate, the leading hitter for the program. 388 average for the Fire this season. He's been lighting it up. And Bryant behind him, who's been hot this weekend specifically, obviously having a great year as well, but this weekend looking really good in Waleska. Holds off on that, and they'll send him down to first. So now the bases loaded in Waleska, Georgia, in the top of the first. Back against the wall for this pitcher right off the bat.
Now batting number 35, the designated hitter, Chase Bryant.
Chase Bryant, the DH, at the plate. With bases loaded in Waleska, Georgia. It's college baseball on SCSN. Bryant holds off. That's strike 1. Really nice job by the catcher framing that. That's the kind of edge you need in a game that's so close, a matchup that's so tight. a couple extra swings like that can swing the whole game your way. That's strike 2.
And in terms of one of the most memorable moments in this series already, just going back to that first game between Reinhardt and Southeastern, in the midst of that rally that the Fire had, Chase Bryant, off of contact, the ball off the bat, he said, "Get out of there." He knew it was gone as soon as it came off of his bat.
Bryant holds off and takes the ball. Behind in the count, 1-2. None away in the top of the first for Southeastern, who has the bases loaded and the big hitter. And you're right, that home run yesterday, worth noting, because he cranked one yesterday to the left field. Hanging off, that's ball 2. Climbing back in the count. Chase Bryant at the plate for Southeastern University. 29-3 on the season. They lost an 18-game win streak to the Eagles in Game 2 yesterday evening. The 2-2 pitch. Popped up left side. This is trending towards the wall and foul. Reinhardt tracking it, and this one just going to go out of the field of play. So Bryant stays alive, fouling off deep left. I thought for a minute that was going to come down on the field. And we've got that same breeze we had yesterday that's going to be pushing from left to right on your screen, from that left outfield wall back across to the right side into the dugout of the Fire. The 2-2 pitch, really low, and that fills our count.
A nice plate discipline by Chase Bryant. First fouling a few off, staying alive, and then working himself into a full count. And that was something that was talked about a lot yesterday in those 2 games, really making it difficult on pitchers. No free outs are in this series.
Bryant at the plate, not away, bases loaded. The payoff pitch dropped in. And they'll cash him out. I thought we'd get more protest out of the Fire on that.
Absolutely, but easing the blow a little bit, bases still loaded for him, just 1 man down. I'd like to think if that was the 3rd out of the inning, it would be much more of a storm going on.
A little more emotional. Must have felt that was a fair call. 1 away. Bases loaded for Southeastern University. The bunt, wow, he caught it and makes the play at 3rd. Unreal. That'll retire the side for Reinhardt University. We'll go to the bottom of the first just like that and be back on SCSN.
Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia, and inside of Ken White Field. Gabriel Schrei here, Lorenzo Robinson, and Mr. Herbert is in the booth with us, who had a big day yesterday. Tell us about your performance a little bit. Well over 100 pitches. What'd you finish with, 120?
128 or something like that.
That is wild. To be able to perform like that, I'm sure you're a little sore today.
I was super sore, yeah. I had a health nice back today for sure.
You've been having a good year. Lorenzo warned me before the game got started. He's like, hey, Herbert's really good. Get ready. This is going to be good.
Yeah.
Was there a lot of pressure on you? Were you putting pressure on yourself throughout the course of the game? Did you feel the pressure building as you went on, or was it just, this is just what I do?
Before the game started, I was a little nervous, you know, going into the game, facing the #1 team. But once I got on the mound, it's more just like my head clears up, and I just go out there and just throw strikes. It's just me and Matty. He's catching my balls, and just, yeah, that's how it goes.
So the eighth wraps up, you go to the dugout, and we're like, oh, there's no way they're going to send him out for the 9th. And you came out, and we couldn't believe it here in the booth. We were so excited to see that, and to see you get the chance to finish things off. What was that conversation like with Coach? Did he just ask, "Are you good to go," or was it a long conversation?
He came up to me. He knew I didn't want. I wanted to finish the game. He knew I wanted that ball in my hand, and it was more just like, "Come on, Bernie."
Popped up right side, and this one gets down on the wall. He's across first, headed down to second, and safe on the bag. In scoring position to start the bottom of the first.
But yeah, it was more just like, hey, we're going to be smart about this. You know, pitch count's the highest I've ever done. It's my 5th start, I think, this year. And just be careful. Let's get these first 3 guys. And, hey, I got those first 2 guys, and I was just 1 strike away from finishing that game, and I really wanted it. But
we struck out the first batter. That was a hot start to that 9th.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you a question, just big picture. What would it mean for your team to be able to come away with a series win against a team like Southeastern going forward?
Series win would be huge for us. I mean, I know we're definitely capable of doing it. We haven't lost a series yet. Southeastern hasn't lost a series yet. So today's one team's going to lose their first series of the week, and I hope it's not us. I hope it's Southeastern.
This is Castro at the plate. Looked good for Reinhardt in Game 2 yesterday.
Yeah.
The 0-1 pitch. Chopped and goes foul. He stays alive.
I think if Castro gets his bat going, he's going to be huge help for our team because he has it in him. Once he gets going, it's going to be hard to stop him.
Who do you think the best batters are on the team? Is that an unfair question?
Statistically speaking, right now, I think Dylan Lewis is our best batter. I think he has our highest batting average right now. Sees the ball really well. Tough guy to face during practice, I'll tell you that.
Castro strikes out. Now Zadunik coming up.
Kind of on the flip side of that, who is probably the most underrated player you would say on your team? Someone who doesn't get a whole lot of attention but is going to make a huge difference going forward for your team.
I mean, it's kind of hard to say now just because first guy that pops to mind is Sirio, but I see from last week he was player of the week. Had 2 big home runs for us that game against Kentucky Christian. But he's getting the recognition now. He's playing a lot more. Rich is playing a lot more. He's one that didn't play at all at the beginning of the year, but now he's playing a lot more.
1 away, runner on board out at second. Checking in on him. And he doesn't make it back.
He was safe.
You spoke in that top of the first about Southeastern not protesting that 1 call, but it seems like they're getting their fix in now. But in that game yesterday, I mean, what were the emotions like? It just seemed like such a very emotionally charged game. I know it's just the regular season, but it seemed like a little bit more on both sides. What was that feeling kind of like?
Well, I mean, coming facing number 1 team, you know I was amped up. Now I want to just show what I can do. I mean, it doesn't matter for me if I'm playing the worst team or the best team. I'm going to do what I do and just pitch my game. And yesterday, I was hitting my spots and doing well and just kept going with it. Try to hold the emotions in check, not get too out of control. Take some deep reps on the mound.
Zadunik fouls off. That's strike 1. Count is 1-1, 1 away, and a runner on board out at second from Waleska, Georgia. Okay, so you're a pitcher. If anybody doesn't know, Herbert pitched an insane game yesterday to help Reinhardt to a win. Pitched 9 3/4 innings, basically. Talk to me about your favorite teammate who's a pitcher. I asked you about the batters because I'm figuring you practice against them. Again, if it's unfair, don't answer if you don't want to get in trouble.
No, I mean, I love all the pitchers on our staff. Like, I can't choose one. I mean, it's easy to say, you know, Brett Allen right now just because he came in there and saved my butt yesterday. But, yeah, I mean, I love them all. Galvez is fun because, you know, he doesn't speak English very well, so we always have a good time talking to each other, and we're always messing with each other before and after games and stuff. I was trying to loosen him up before this game, just tell him, hey, man, just focus, hit your spots, like, don't do too much.
Tucker Zadunik ahead in the count, 3-1. 1 away, 1 runner on board out at second. The series on the line between number 1 and number 11, the 29-win Fire. Reinhardt University snapped an 18-game win streak yesterday for Southeastern University.
Would love to see Zadunik get going here. It's 0 for 9 so far in this series. We spoke yesterday about it being so rare to see him have 2 subpar games in a row. Even rare to see him have a whole series without really contributing a whole lot.
Payoff pitch, driven deep left side. This one's down inside. A runner across third. He's coming home. And a play at the plate as he slides in and makes it 1-0 Reinhardt University Eagles.
And again, you had to feel like Tucker Zadunik was due to make something happen. 0 for 9 coming into this game, and he starts off the scoring with a nice RBI.
Roped into the left field. Picking up the Rivian, making it 1-0 Eagles. Doesn't get better than that for Reinhardt University. So tell me about the emotions, the thought process this morning for the team. What did Coach have to say? What's the vibe for the guys in the dugout?
Well, I mean, he knows that we're capable of beating this team, and he just wants to make sure we stay within ourselves and not try to get too big.
Nash Kroll wants to get too big as he drives this into the left field, and now 2 runners on board for Reinhardt.
Coach Burrismore just trusting his plan. We'll do good things. I mean, yesterday on the mound was just trust his pitch calling and just put the ball where he wanted it. I was able to do that and worked out.
Any sense for what might be going through SCU's heads in the dugout, what Coach is thinking over there?
I think they're getting a lot better team than they thought they were going to get.
With 2 on board, left side, Lewis, ball is grabbed up, and he's caught out at first. 2 away.
2 runners in scoring position for the Eagles. A nice chance for them to add to their newfound advantage, especially with Luis Mendoza. Mendoza had a few really big hits in the 2 games against Southeastern yesterday. Okay, so we've been asking you a lot of baseball questions. I want to get a little bit more personal. So what's your go-to song that you're listening to pregame to get you going, get you ready to go out there?
Go-to pregame song.
Could be a song, artist, whatever.
No, I really don't. I listen to a bunch of stuff before games. That's not really like where my superstition lies. I'll say 4 games, I got to make sure before I get to that locker room, I get some Chick-fil-A in my hands. I got to get my Chick-fil-A in my hands. I got to eat it up in the locker room. Keep it right above my locker while I'm out down here at the field throwing.
The Chick-fil-A must have been good yesterday.
Yeah, it was really good.
I know it's got to be tough on Sundays.
Yeah. Luckily, I haven't had a pitch on Sunday yet.
With 2 away, 2 on board, count is 2-0 for Luis Mendoza, who's at the plate. Reinhardt's already scored 1 in the bottom of the first. 2 in scoring position.
Come on, Louis.
Mendoza pops this one up deep left side, and he's gone in center field. That'll retire the side. We'll go to the top of the second and be back in just a moment on SCSN. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the campus of Reinhardt University. Thanks for being with us. Southeast Sports Network, college baseball all weekend long. This is game 3 of 3. And here's a look back at our series to this point. A recap of game 1 and 2 yesterday. So first a 1 p.m. pitch, and Southeastern exploded down the back stretch. 19-6 win, but could not handle the pitching of Mr. Herbert, who's here in the booth with us in game 2, as Reinhardt claimed a 3-1 victory in that second matchup, and they just looked excellent. Did you feel like the team was on fire, or was that kind of the sense in the dugout for you?
I mean, I knew after losing that first game, giving up 19 runs. No one was happy about that, but no one wavered in there. No one put their head down. Everyone knew that we still had it in us. And I don't know, I feel like our batters have some confidence, with me on the mound, how I've been pitching good of late. So confidence was there, I'll tell you that.
Quick strike. Christopher Munoz was important yesterday, the righty.
We'll see what Galvez will be able to do here in the second inning, getting out of that jam in the first.
It's really amazing he was able to get out of that jam, too, in scoring position right off.
Great. I mean, bunt right back to him, that's ideal right there. Couldn't ask for anything better.
Munoz, a junior from Bronx, New York, played his prep at James Monroe High and a transfer to Southeastern from Western Oklahoma State. Top of the second, here's the 2-1. Big swing, strike two. Popped up right side, trending foul. Reinhardt looking for this in the outfield, and it'll sail over the fence, so he stays alive. We went to the break, and Lorenzo's like, we should have had some questions ready for him. I didn't know. What's your major? What are you majoring in?
Sports studies.
I think you told me that yesterday.
Majoring in sports studies and modern business.
Popped up deep into the outfield and one away.
Tell you what, I did have a lot of outfield help yesterday, a lot of pop-ups.
That never hurts.
No. Rook was tracking him down for me, and Bernie was making great plays at third for me. I was showing him love in the dugout.
Now batting, number 32.
Next in the order for Southeastern is Gonzalez, the righty first baseman.
So yesterday we spoke a little bit about the difficult schedule that you guys have faced in the early stages of this year.
Mm-hmm.
How important do you think that will be when the calendar turns to April and May, being able to go against these caliber of teams and being battle-tested going into the postseason?
I think it will prepare us pretty well. I mean, we're a good team, and we're facing good teams, and as you can see, like we're in there with all of them, whether we're winning or losing. So more experience, guys get more playing time and stuff like that. But hopefully by playoffs come, everyone will be ready. We can really win this thing.
One away, count is 1-1. This is Luis Gonzalez at the plate, a junior from San German, Puerto Rico. What a good series this has been. Is this the most exciting series you've been a part of all year?
All year, yeah. I mean, I missed the first few weekends, of course.
Wow. Roped right down to Kroll, who sends him back to the dugout. 2 away in the top of the second.
Yeah, as I was saying, I missed the first few weekends of the series. First one being down at LSU Shreveport. That was one I wish I was there for, but we were in it with them the whole game, every time we played them. Sucks that we didn't win any of those games, but this one for me is the most exciting. I've been waiting for this because I played them 2 years ago. Didn't have my best start. Gave up 5 runs to them through 6, I believe. And that was my first loss this season against them. I was ready to play them again. It's more of a revenge game for me, I guess.
Two away in the top of the second, Southeastern. Brandon Mondragon at the plate. Suffers strike one, count is 1-1, and he was batting really well yesterday. Who in this lineup that's back today that you had to pitch against yesterday would you say is the best batter or the hardest to pitch against?
They got a lot of good batters in the lineup.
Popped up right through the center. That'll retire the side.
I guess answer this question when we get back.
We'll be back in just a moment. 1-0 Reinhardt Eagles, SESN.
Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia. Headed into the bottom of the second where it's 1-0 Reinhardt Eagles. Number 11 Reinhardt battling number 1 Southeastern, all on SCSN. Thanks for being with us for all of the action today, wherever you are. Just a reminder, we've just added our app to the Amazon Fire TV platform. So if you have a Fire TV, a Fire Stick, you can download SCSN and watch from any of your favorite devices for free. Gabriel Schrei here, Lorenzo Robinson, and Mr. Herbert, who was pitching lights out yesterday. This is driven deep right side, and he's gone. One away. So before the break, we were asking you, we talked about it a bit during the break, who was the toughest to pitch against for you yesterday in this lineup?
It's hard to say because, I mean, they have a lot of good hitters, but Wilkerson, the right fielder, he kind of had my number yesterday. I was able to strike him out once to end, I think, the 7th. That was big, but I think he got like 2 hits off me, maybe a walk. He just had my number. He wasn't swinging at anything outside the zone. Jerry Laura is always someone hard to face. He's been there since I came 2 years ago. It's a big dude, I'll tell you that. He put some good, he never got good barrel on the ball, but he was hitting that ball far. Good thing we got 400 dead center, or else some of those would have been out.
This is Matty Maurer at the plate. He looked sharp yesterday.
Maurer, the backstop. He's had a lot of big moments throughout this series, of course. Had that perfect game against Point a few weeks ago.
Maurer's a junior from Stony Brook, New York. Transferred to Reinhardt from Suffolk College. What percentage of the guys on this Reinhardt roster are transfers, if you had to guess?
I'd say 90% probably, yeah.
That's a lot. What'd you like about Reinhardt?
Well, my dad actually lived out here, so he lived down the road. So I'd come out here in the summers, and that's when Coach Burton found me. Took me on tour in this beautiful campus, had to come play here.
Yeah, the setting is insanely beautiful. Is that strike 2, so a full count for Maurer.
It's incredible how hard he works on this field to keep it looking so nice. Like, I'm just thankful to have such a nice field.
Yeah, words don't do it justice unless you're here in person, how well it's manicured.
Yeah.
Maurer right up the middle, rolls past second, and he's on board down at first. He is having a great series.
Yes, yeah, he is. It was awesome to see him hit that ball out right center yesterday.
Maurer going to be replaced at the plate by Jamel Rookard. And that's a great back-to-back for Reinhardt. You got a pinch runner out there now. Rookard at the plate.
It's crazy how fast Parker Doyle is. He's got speed on him, and he started the season, he stole every time he got on base. At least one bag.
Fastest on the team?
It's hard to say. We got some fast guys on the team, but he's up there for sure. I think on the bases, him and Prof are probably our best base runners, I'd say. Bernie's really smart on the base path. He's not like the fastest guy, but he's just very smart. And he knows when to take a bag and when people aren't paying attention. He'll catch you sleeping.
There's something about a guy that knows exactly when to do the right thing in sports. You can't beat it.
Bernie's got that IQ, that base running IQ to take a bag when people aren't looking. I wouldn't be surprised if he stole home today.
One away. The 2-0 is dropped in.
As you hear from over there, that pitch was apparently right down the middle.
So now you've been on the team for a few years. You probably don't feel this way, but you're a veteran player at this point. Who's kind of a younger player or a less experienced player that you are kind of taking under your wing and wanting to push to be their best selves?
Jared Burney.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm taking him under my wing. I mean, I'm definitely helping him out. I'm not gonna say like, I'm more experienced than him because he is a year younger than me, but Hunter Paulson, he's got the work ethic, so he helps me in the gym and I help him out here on the field, and me and him put it together really well. And he had a good start to the season. He's been struggling of late, but he's gonna get back to that form. I already know. He's gonna be a big guy with the mound on this.
2 on board for Reinhardt with 1 away in the bottom of the second. They lead 1-0. Number 11 Eagles over the number 1 Southeastern Fire. And we're going to get a meeting on the mound for these two programs. At the plate right now, Jarrett Burney, the senior infielder. He's from Sewanee, Georgia, played at North Gwinnett High. The Bulldogs, local guy.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a backside base hit from Burney right here, scoring at least 1, maybe 2. We got Rook on first, so he's got some wheels.
What's it like when Coach comes to see you on the mound? Is it a bad feeling?
It depends. If he'll get you bad, it's a bad feeling, yeah. I mean, he's got trust in me. He doesn't really ever come to the mound. I mean, when he came out there in the 9th inning, I knew he was pulling me. I don't want to leave the game,
right?
Obviously, but I knew, my pitch count was high. I knew I was coming out of the game. And he's had some good words for me. Shook my hand and gave the ball to Donnie. I knew he'd come shut it down for me.
It stresses me out to watch guys just waiting for Coach to get to them, not pitching
it is sometimes a stressful feeling.
Ooh, my goodness. Burney hit with a pitch. Hopefully he's all right.
You could tell it was in a little bit of pain there, just trying to walk that off and shake it off. Unfortunate situation, but the bases loaded for the Eagles, a chance to add to their lead.
Richard Castro going to be the man. That's funny because I feel like Herbert was just telling us this is a guy you should watch. This is the guy.
Watch. I'm excited for this. I remember last year in the fall, first inter-squad game, to end the season, we're facing each other, had teams drafting and everything. He comes out there, very first game. His first 4 at-bats are all home runs.
That's wild.
Just went home run, home run, home run, home run. And that 5th at-bat, I remember he grounded out, I think. And it was like, wow. Everyone was all disappointed because he didn't hit another home run.
1 away, bottom of the second, bases loaded. And at the plate when we get back, the senior from Los Angeles, California, Richard Castro.
And obviously, just to that point, we've seen what he's capable of doing in big situations. I believe last season had a game with 3 home runs. So he's definitely a guy that can get hot, put up really good stretches. The only thing with him, of course, you want to see that a little bit more on a consistent basis. But the talent is undeniable, most definitely, with Richard Castro.
Yeah, he's got a good swing. I mean, it's good to see that him facing Vila because he puts a good swing on the ball. That ball will go far. It'll go a long way.
Bases are loaded. 1 away. Bottom of the second. Reinhardt leading over number 1 Southeastern 1-0. Castro fouls off right side. Count 1-1. Strike 2. He's now down in the count. With 1 away and the bases loaded, striking him out would be a big momentum lift for Southeastern.
He's a fighter. He's a grinder. He's not going to go down easy.
Striking him out. 2 away now. Southeastern happy about that.
Number 7, the right fielder, Tucker Zipdunek.
Ball looked a little into me.
Taylor Zdunek, probably not the ideal guy to have coming to the plate for Southeastern with the bases loaded up. A senior outfielder, 115 at-bats entering today, 383 batting average.
It'll be a matchup of strength against strength as well. Cole Reeves, 4-0 record so far this year, 1.67 ERA. It's been so stellar for Southeastern this year.
Zdunek, 32 RBIs this season. 2 away in the bottom of the second. The 1-0 pitch is a little outside as it skeeters across the turf. That's ball 2. See, I'm stressed out for him. That's all. Everybody's out on the turf. 2 away, 2-0 is the count as Zdunek steps aside. We'll keep it here, but we'll take a look at a couple of quick stats. So this is just getting to know the Eagles splitting day one. They're now 21-11 overall. 43 home runs as a team, a .329 batting average as a team. And taking a look at Southeastern's Fire, 29-3 overall. They had an 18-game win streak snapped by the Eagles yesterday. That's tough. I mean, that would fire me up.
Absolutely.
I'd be a little upset.
And, you know, like I said, it's just a regular season series, of course, but on Southeastern side, when they were in the midst of their rally in that first game, you could see the emotion that they were showing. They were pumped up. They were chirping. And then conversely, on the Reinhardt side, it seemed like every time Andrew Herbert made a play, got a strikeout, anything, you could see the emotion on his face, the emotion on the players' faces in the dugout as well. So this is definitely a series that both teams want, and with good reason, too.
That's what's going through my head while I'm driving here this morning is I would be a little fired up about that, right? And so
absolutely.
All morning I'm thinking, who is going to be more under control as we get underway today? Because I think whoever keeps it under control kind of emotionally wins. That's where my head's at. It's such a close matchup.
Absolutely. Coach Burr always says, play with emotion, don't play emotionally. So
right.
That's big.
Keep it under control.
You don't want to get too big and then next thing you know, it scores 4-0, 5-0, 6-0. That's what happens.
Two of the best coaches in the country meeting up today, both over 60% winning percentages. First year at Southeastern, coach won 50 games, a school record. Burton is following his path, though. He's been very successful since coming to Reinhardt from Lindsey Wilson. Over 63% winning percentage now in his time with the Eagles.
So Southeastern making an early pitching change. Very interesting decision there.
We've been preparing all week. We've been looking at all their arms. They got a lot of good arms out there in the bullpen and stuff like that. So I think we're really well prepared for this.
This is a tough situation to step into for Southeastern's man. 2 away, count is 2-0. You've got Zdunek at the plate and the bases loaded in Waleska, Georgia. Reinhardt already leading 1-0 in a very high-stakes matchup for national rankings.
Absolutely.
Bryce McDonald, the man on the mound. We'll see what he's able to do here.
Zdunek way out ahead on the count, 3-0. Bases loaded, 2 away. McDonald delivers. Zdunek fouls off.
That play by Nick Sanders over there, first base coach.
Potentially the MVP. 3-1.
Go.
Popped up.
Get going.
Deep left side. This one towards the wall. Looking for it in the sun, and he's down. That'll retire the side. Really nice side for Reinhardt. Southeastern keeping the runs off the board. We'll take a break and be back with more college baseball where it's 1-0 Eagles in Waleska.
Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV. Fire Stick or Fire Tablet with just a few clicks.
Welcome back to Ken White Field and Waleska, Georgia. College baseball on the Southeast Sports Network. We've got it all day long. Gabriel Schrei here with Lorenzo Robinson, and thrilled to have you along with us on SCSN in our simulcast. Thanks to all of our partners for carrying the game. I'm Gabriel. This is Lorenzo. Lorenzo is a student here at Reinhardt, plays on the football team. He's a great broadcaster. I think you got a future in this, man.
I appreciate it.
You've had a good year, you got to get your headset on. Then you'll make it. I am sad that basketball season is over. I won't lie.
It was so much fun.
That was a fun basketball
season.
Especially
the girls' season.
Yeah, the girls were just, it was like when you get mad watching your favorite team play, so you fire up 2K or Madden and you just blow everyone out 90-0. That's how it felt watching the girls' team at Reinhardt this year. The boys' team was a good story too, though. Justin Newton and the Eagles kind of went down early in the year. They had a lot of injuries, and it was almost comical, but they played so well it wasn't. They'd go on the road and they'd lose by a couple, and they would not lose at home ever. At one point, they were like 9-2 at home. I mean, it was crazy.
Friendly confines of the Brown Athletic Center as well.
Must be very comfortable in the Brown Athletic Center. Today is game 3 of a 3-game series. They split yesterday. 19-6 Southeastern took game 1. Reinhardt took game 2, 3-1. Popped up right side, over the chalk, and out of play. He'll stay alive. 2-2 the count, top of the third from Reinhardt.
Galvez has been very effective on the mound for Reinhardt in the early stages of this game. Love to see that continue here.
2-2 pitch. Tommy Davis fouls off, stays alive. Davis, a senior infielder from Federal Way, Washington. He played his prep at Todd Beamer High and then transferred to Southeastern from Oklahoma Wesleyan. You know, I asked Herbert about the amount of transfers in college sports these days, and I don't know if it's a problem or not. I feel weird about it, and I'm hearing a lot of chatter about it, but nobody's really addressing it in an official way or anything. The count is full, by the way, with none away in the top of the third.
I think that's kind of a twofold kind of thing, right? Of course, you want programs and guys.
Chopped right side, a play at the bag, and he's gone. One away. Top of the third. Fire going to send the next man to the plate. This is McDonald. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
But you do want programs and guys to be able to grow with one another, to be able to have those kinds of relationships. And it's just something about a recruiting class, having young guys come in and then that group progress, mature, and end up taking over. Of course, that's the way that college sports has always been, and that's what you would like to see. But on the other hand as well, there are also situations that do cause for people to want to try to seek out other opportunities, like family situations, or in terms of getting to a place and not being everything that you would like. And I think it's a little bit different at the NAI level compared to Division I. Division I, it's a lot more financially motivated in terms of those decisions being made, or maybe not a lot more, but definitely in a lot of cases. And in terms of transferring at this level, a lot of guys doing it for just a better opportunity, a chance to play the sport that they love without any strings attached or things like that. So you can definitely see those situations come up more in NAI, a little bit more earnest and wholesome, I would say.
Hopefully my opinion is coming from the right place. I agree with 99% of what you just said. I just feel like it feels like free agency. It doesn't feel like, kids trying to find their place and get an opportunity and have fun and get an education.
Yeah,
Hopefully I'm coming from the right place with that. If I'm not, and you disagree, DM me. Don't tweet at me angry. DM me. I want to hear from coaches especially.
That's absolutely another side of it. Like, you recruit guys not with the intention of them.
Pagozzo sends this left side. Looks like it's trending in play, and he's gone. 2 away in the top of the third.
But you recruit guys not with the intention of them just being a great player for your program, right? You're not just getting them in just because they can help you win games. And it's something that James Miller, the head coach of the football team, says all the time, that you don't want to recruit guys just to play a sport. You want to recruit good people. You want to make them into better young men and women as well. And it's really hard to do that if you feel like you're getting someone as a rental for 6 months.
That's strike one. This is Isaac Nunez, the infielder, a senior from Altamonte Springs down in Florida. Played his prep at Lake Brantley High. He transferred to Southeastern after a stint at the University of Florida. 2 quick strikes down on the count with 2 away. Top of the third, Southeastern trailing 1-0 to Reinhardt's Eagles. James Miller is one of my favorite coaches, and guys like him are not a dime a dozen. It's hard to find leaders that care about young men, young women, and bring that passion every day. Reinhardt thought they'd struck him out. Instead, it's ball 1.
Those are the kind of coaches that this new age of college football, they'll be able to stick around because they try to build more genuine relationships. You can tell that it's not just about, hey, this is what you can do for me. This is me trying to mold you. Less of a 4-year decision, more of a 40-year decision.
Left side, and he's caught at first. That'll retire the side. We'll be back. 1-0 Reinhardt Eagles lead on SCSN. Welcome back to the campus of Reinhardt University College Baseball on the Southeast Sports Network. Thanks for being with us for a great afternoon stint between the Fire and the Eagles. 1-0 Reinhardt right now. Reinhardt ranked number 11 in the nation. Southeastern's Fire are number 1. They split day 1 of this series as Reinhardt broke up what was at the time an 18-game win streak. And Reinhardt looking to complete the upset and sweep the series today, leading early. There's a look at the poll. Those records are outdated. That's from when the poll was released by the NAIA. We'll go just a bit further down before Nash Kroll steps up to the plate. This is 16 through 25, and a couple of programs are receiving votes. Milligan in the Appalachian Athletic Conference with Reinhardt. We're ready to go. Strike 1 on Kroll.
And I know there's a lot of discussion around the Appalachian Athletic Conference.
Kroll is feeling some discussion with that hit to the left side as he gets on board at first.
It's a very nice, ideal start for the Eagles there. But there's been a lot of discussion in the Appalachian Athletic Conference, especially with the way that Reinhardt has looked. Reinhardt right now in the pole position, unquestionably playing the best out of any team in the conference. But that second spot, it's been a little up in the air. There's been kind of some back and forth. Milligan staking their claim to that with a big 6-4 win over Tennessee Wesleyan yesterday. They have a doubleheader against them today, so we'll be paying close attention to see how that goes.
That one escaped. We're trying to peer pressure Reinhardt's athletic director into coming in here and doing an interview with us. I don't know if he, well, maybe not peer pressure for you. I'm trying to peer pressure him. Swindle him into coming in here and talking to us about Reinhardt's athletic programs.
I know he enjoys being behind the scenes a lot. He doesn't really like a whole lot of attention.
Big fan of Jeff Portier, really good leader. Reinhardt's women's basketball coach was in a serious automobile accident right before the basketball tournament this year, and Portier came in and coached the team and did a great job. Did a really good job. There's something to be said. You know, you talked about Coach Miller and the football team. There's something to be said about a guy who's an AD putting the right people in place. Looking for the double play, and Kroll cannot be cut down at third.
Nash Kroll, not exactly known for his speed, but right there showing off the wheels. Sneaky athleticism, I would say, getting to get that bag at third.
Sneaky is right.
Shortstop Luis Mendoza.
When I say not known for his speed, it doesn't mean that he doesn't have wheels on him. It seems like every now and then he goes out there and he surprises some people with just how fast he is along the base paths.
Luis Mendoza at the plate. Redshirt sophomore from Panama originally, transferred to Reinhardt from Coffeyville Community College. Showing bunt, that's a strike. Runners on the corners. Count is 0-2 for Luis Mendoza.
Reinhardt wanting to put up some runs here. We know, and we saw it yesterday, Southeastern very capable of going very nuclear, getting very hot at any given moment, scoring runs in bunches. So Reinhardt definitely wants to try to jump out to a larger advantage than this one. A one-run lead against this team is not safe.
Count is 2-2, none away, and runners on the corners in the bottom of the third for the Eagles. Mendoza hangs off as the count is filled. Mendoza fouls right side. The Skeeters over the chalk up to the wall. Great turnout today.
It's been a great turnout all week, and definitely a game that deserves it as well, a series that deserves it.
I can't see the stands off to our left. There's a ton more seating off to the left. Probably a couple hundred on hand in attendance for this one. Mendoza, big swing, and can't get a piece of it. One away, bottom of the third.
Now batting number 3, the second baseman.
Reinhardt with 2 in scoring position as he does advance down to third.
And the reigning defending AAC Player of the Week, Mercerio Allen, coming up to bat. 2 runners in scoring position. Just want to try to get something in play. Getting something in play likely brings in another run for Reinhardt. We'll see if Allen is up to the task here.
Popped up left side. This one might be in play. And the Fire going to send him back to the dugout, trying to come home and hustling across the plate for the run.
And that's just how you draw it up right there. Mercerio Allen putting that one high and far. The sac fly and letting Nash Kroll come in and score the run.
2-0 Reinhardt Eagles in the bottom of the third as Kroll hustles his way across the plate.
That sneaky athleticism again showing itself.
Nash Kroll across the plate. Now we're going to look at Matty Maurer, and we were talking about it with Herbert. Matty Maurer's been good this weekend for Reinhardt.
Absolutely been very good, and his opportunities kind of come and go. He doesn't all the time get a whole bunch of looks, but anytime he's at the plate, it seems like he's very capable of making something happen. We saw that a little bit last season and definitely this season.
Suffered a quick strike. Right side rolling into the outfield, and Maurer's on board as we've got a runner coming home for the Eagles, and he makes it. Just couldn't deliver that where it needed to be as Lewis is across the bag. And we've got another runner in scoring position. It's 3-0 Reinhardt University Eagles.
Maurer again making something happen, taking 3 bags there, a big-time RBI triple, putting himself in position with Jamel Ruckert coming up to the plate trying to bring him home.
The center fielder, Jamel Ruckert.
Jamel Ruckert going to work for Reinhardt's Eagles from Waleska, Georgia. Thanks for being with us. It's number 1, number 11. Number 11 extending their lead to 3-0 over Southeastern's Fire at Ken White Field here on SCSN.
And we talked about the girls basketball team being very good at home, but it's not just exclusive to them. This is a team, and really Reinhardt's athletic programs, period, very good playing in Waleska. And there's something to that, too, being able to wake up in your own bed, being able to eat food in your cafeteria and in your room, just being able to have that level of comfort.
What's up with that, though? Is it hard to get here for the other schools? Is that why it's such a trip?
It's not really in terms of it being hard to get here. I think it's more about our teams and just our level of comfort. Like I said, just, again, being able to wake up in the bed that you sleep in every night, not having to worry about making a trip to a stadium or to a field. That definitely does a lot in terms of just your confidence and your mental stability going into a game.
Now batting, number 10, the third baseman, Jarrett Purdy.
We're going to have a meeting on the mound for Southeastern. Quite a little run the Eagles have gone on over the last couple of minutes here. Runners on the corners now. 2 runs scored in the bottom of the third for Reinhardt University. And talking pitching on the mound, as you can see, SCU number 1 in the nation, trying to hold on to that spot in the polls. They've been unanimously number 1 all season long, and yesterday an 18-game win streak snapped by the Reinhardt Eagles, a 3-1 victory in Game 2.
Absolutely. Reinhardt, as well as Southeastern, has played, yes, an 18-game winning streak, but going into that game, coming into the series, Reinhardt had won 14 of their last 17. So a team that's been almost just as on fire as the Southeastern Fire, now 15-4 in their last 19. They're playing some really good ball right now in their own right.
Now pitching for the Fire.
So this is Danny Batcher onto the mound and getting warmed up for Southeastern. Reinhardt taking advantage of the time to group up and talk strategy as well out in front of their dugout, as you can see there. Danny Batcher, originally from Winter Haven, Florida, a redshirt junior. He played at George Jenkins High and transferred from Florida Gulf Coast to Southeastern University.
Batcher's a guy who out of the bullpen, has been pitching really well for Southeastern this season. Sporting a 1.93 ERA, has pitched just a little over 9 innings. He's only given up 3 hits so far this year. We heard Herbert talk about just the depth of talent in their pitching staff for Southeastern. So many different guys capable of coming in and making an impact. So for some teams, and you get to a situation, you consider it a bullpen game, and that may have a negative connotation for some teams, feel like that's a game that they have to really assert themselves offensively and the bats need to get rolling. But for Southeastern, as much talent as they have in their bullpen, they'll gladly take those opportunities when they come.
So we're going to see Bernie step up to the plate with runners on the corners for Reinhardt University. And Batcher just looking to do some damage control.
Two outs on the board here, but Jared Burney at the plate. Burney trying to help the Eagles continue to add to their lead, already up 3 runs.
Popped up center field. Barring an error here, that'll retire the side and send us to the top of the 4th in Waleska, Georgia, between the Fire and the Eagles of Reinhardt University. Number 1, number 11. We'll be back on the Southeast Sports Network.
Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire Tablet with just a few clicks.
Welcome back to Ken White Field and the campus of Reinhardt University in Waleska, Georgia. It's college baseball on SESN. Thanks for being with us all day long. Here's a look at the bottom half of the top 25. 5 of those teams just receiving votes. A couple of AAC teams on there, some familiar programs for these two. And the top half of the top 25, both of these programs there at number 11, Reinhardt, and number 1, Southeastern. These records are outdated. Those are from the NAIA poll entering the weekend. Oh, we're in trouble now. I think we're going to have Reinhardt University Athletic Director Jeff Portier join us on air for a bit and talk about the great athletic programs here at Reinhardt University. 3-0 Reinhardt Eagles. We've entered the top of the 4th as Southeastern going to head back up to the plate. It's David Castillo. Dropped in, strike 1. Jeff Portier here in the booth with us now. Coach, you've been here for a while. Talk to me about what it's like being at Reinhardt University. You played here too, right?
No, I did not play here. Actually, coached here. My first coaching job, basketball here back in 2007. Coach Pop hired me as the basketball coach here at 28 years old, and basically I've been here ever since. I left for 2 years and then came back on the administration side of things, and seeing Reinhardt grow tremendously. Adding sports, we're up to 24 sports now, and teams are thriving and doing really well.
Castillo chops this left side, down at first. He's cut down, and we'll go back to the dugout.
Jared Burney making another play in the field as well.
He's been electric from that left side at shortstop, looking really good. Bryant exploded in Game 2 yesterday. Obviously struggled to capitalize on that, but the Fire can lean on him a little bit again today. 0 for 1 in his first appearance. 1 away in the top of the 4th. 24 athletic programs?
Yes, we have 24 teams now. We just added flag football, women's flag football 2 years ago. This is our 3rd year competing. So,
what was the most exciting for you? How many of those have you personally onboarded?
Probably in the last couple of years, men's women's lacrosse is pretty exciting, starting those. I had left right when they announced they were going to start football and came back, so I really didn't get to onboard that one. But that was a lot of excitement on campus. But men's women's lacrosse were really exciting, and men's volleyball when we added that. I'm not sure where we were going with that, but they've turned. I think they're 22-1 right now in the season, having a phenomenal year. So
Probably not fair to ask off the top of your head, but how many teams are in the top 25 right now?
Let's see.
It's kind of a lot.
I just did a report on this the other day. So men's and women's lacrosse, number one's in the country. Men's tennis is ranked 9th. Women's tennis is ranked 23rd in the country. Baseball ranked 11th in the country. Men's volleyball is just outside the poll. I think they're 12 or something like that. They only do the top 10. And then men's track and field is 22 right now. That just came out the other day. So we're doing really, really well. Hopefully, softball. I'm moving out softball. They're 25th in the country and having a phenomenal year.
Are there any teams playing right now in the spring that aren't ranked?
We have a couple, yes. We do have a couple. And they're right there.
I don't believe you.
They're having great seasons, yeah.
That's wild. I didn't know about men's tennis.
Yeah, men's tennis is ranked 9th, doing really, really well. They got a big match coming up on Tuesday against Tennessee Wesleyan, who's ranked 2 in the country. That'll decide the regular season conference championship.
2 away in the top of the 4th. Landry Wilkerson was batting very well yesterday. Sends this right side, trending foul along the chalk, and this one going to sail out of play, so he'll stay alive. Count is 0-2.
So the athletic teams have had a whole lot of success throughout this year, but is there just one moment that you can pinpoint as probably your favorite just through the years so far?
Oh, man, through the years. One of the most exciting games to be a part of was probably that football game that we had here against Southern Oregon. That's probably about 4 years ago now, I think. It was semifinals to get a chance to go to the national championship game. And, Coach Pop was the athletic director at the time. And being the host institution, you have to give out awards. And I think there was like a minute left. And I think we were up by, I don't know what the score was, but we were winning. And he's like, we had the ball and all these things, run the clock, and we're going to win, and we're going to go to Daytona. And he's like, I'm going to go get the awards we have to give out. And I'm like, that's bad luck. Don't go get it. We fumbled the next play. The scoop and score. Southern Oregon went down, scored a touchdown. Long story short, we ended up returning it all the way back to the 35 and kicking a field goal basically as time expired to send us to Daytona to play national championship. That was a really exciting moment, exciting time to be here for that. So we've had a lot of games that have been exciting, but that was one at home that was really, truly, truly exciting.
I've heard the football team is going to be good again this year.
Yeah, we can ask Lorenzo about that when he's going to be back on that field playing for us.
We're gonna do what we do. We're going to do what we do.
You pay the price, right?
We're going to do what we do. Pay the price. Come on now. We're going to do what we do. Actually going to have a matchup with Southeastern as well. And, they got us last year.